Saturday morning in Saddleworth. So last night I received an award for good citizen of Rainhill, I think it's pronounced. I felt a little bit of a fraud because I've moved back from Rainhill back to the main farm, but we do still farm the land in Rainhill and do different things in the area, hence why they said they were still wanting to give me the award, which was really nice. So I'll show you that in a minute. But just up at Charlotte's now, picking the kids and the dog up, and a bit misty and a bit damp, and my dad reckons we've had more rain this February than we had last February already, and what'll be like the 5th or 6th. Proper wet day. John's been sort of washing the panels on the combine because it was so dusty from being in the shed with the barley, and we got some young farmers visiting and different things over the next few weeks, so make it look a little bit presentable. Maybe it might be worth more on the training as well. Yeah, we've had now this year. Once you go forward, let's have the cherry, but you're getting right up on the top. Yeah, this year we've had an inch of rain already in February, and last year we only had 0.7 all month. And then I've heard on the radio as well that January has been the 4th wettest January ever. But I actually feel we've probably got away quite lightly. You don't realise how long that auger is, so you open it up in the yard, do you? That nearly hits that shed. Howard's coming this morning. He lives in Canada with Ian, and he has some X9 combines, so this will probably look quite small to him. If we did swap the combine, it'd look plain with normal class stickers. We'd have to get it sort of wrapped with something, wouldn't you? So that's today's quiz question. If we did do anything, what would it be? I don't know whether it'd be this year or in a couple of years. It is a proper miserable day today. And John's still got his shorts on. So Ian's just been up with Howard, who farms in Canada. What a different scale and a different way. So you've got 100 days to farm really. The rest of the time it's too wet or too frozen. So, you know, you get planted in March, April time, harvest a little bit the same time to us, put it in the shed, and they've got all winter then to maintain machinery or move the stuff about. But the land is a quarter of the price it is here. You get only a third the yield, but either way you're already winning, aren't you, if your land's cost you a quarter of the amount. Fertiliser wise, if they're going to use it, if they think they're going to have the moisture, a third the fertiliser requirement. Fungicide, optional. If it's going to be a wet year, they use it. If not, it's not. I mean, here it's very rare that we don't need 3 fungicides. Some people can use up to 6, and if you get a dry year, you'd probably still use 2. Herbicide wise, a lot less spend on herbicide for controlling weeds. So much less risk, and an easier way of life by the fact that you know 100 days a year you're busy, and the rest of the time you're not. So people often have 2 jobs. I don't know how we compete with that. Are we wrong with our high input, high output? You know, if you take the land price out, you could de-risk it, go back more to spring cropping, spend less on it, which is sort of a little bit what we've been doing because we've been insulated by the SFI. But you've still got rent to pay, and you've got mortgage to pay for high land prices, and that's the problem. But economics of farming at the moment is so slim a margin. It only really works if you're so low cost on broad acres, which is Canada, America, South America, and Australia, and obviously South America, depending on where you are. They get 2 goes a year at it as well. Obviously, it depends where you are in Canada. There's some ground that they won't get a yield off some years. Depends exactly which territory they're in and whereabouts they are. But the scale is just something else, and I've had a parcel delivered and lost. Oh, there it is. Yeah, interesting though, isn't it? But they've still got bad politics. They've still got bad trade because of different tariffs. Why is farming not good the world over? I would say it's better there because they've got a better quality of life in the fact that they have a bit easier time. I mean, I suppose you could say we can shut the gates into fields in October and not go back in till mid-February. The Australians, they probably have it a little bit easier as well because they don't get that real cold weather, so at least when they have the downtime in the winter, it isn't minus 30 or 40, it's 10 or 15 degrees and you can still go to the beach. Well, farming in Britain at the moment, it's a bit miserable. Could be the weather, but yeah, if we get some good policy and we get some good export opportunities, and then we have some normal yields because we don't have a couple of droughts back to back or wet years, it could pay. But farming definitely seems to look easier in different countries, or is that just the grass looks greener? See the gateway to the offices. The road's so busy because it's blocked round the corner with electric poles that fell down. But all the grids are not working properly. When it rains, everything's flowing in here, washing away this car park and then going down our grid there. So now it's empty over the weekend. I'm going to brush it, but I don't know why. There's still 3 vans here from the people from the offices. Need a sign really saying no overnight parking because we just kind of leave them there between jobs, but it means that we can't brush up so handily. I think it's 20 years this tarmac's been down and it's just starting to go in places, the topping. Still see the base layer, so might get some of that resin tarmac and patch that up, stop it getting any worse. We'll give it all a big clean out, but it's held up pretty well. That hedge now as well, need to just snip the top off so it starts to thicken out. Or do we let it get a bit higher? Maybe let it get to the height of that shed perhaps, I don't know. And then trim down these sides. And then this is what's going to be moved by the house. So it'll be like James's barn for all his tractors. And then we'll take that over, put that by the house and turn this fence and return it to here. Give us more yard space. But we have got this step, so whether we put a water tank on top of it or we chip it out and make it flat, or if that's the case, do we chip it out and make a gully and a wash bay here, and then we can put the jet wash in the back of the workshop so it's insulated, and then have that the place for cleaning stuff off. And then when it's not doing that, it can fill the sprayer, but you could have it so that you could isolate it. So if you had a problem, an issue filling the sprayer, it sits in a sump and doesn't go down the drain. But if you're not spraying, you can take a plug out and use it as a wash bay, maybe. Something to think about, especially if we're going to have to chip that concrete out. But if we did that, we could then mix it ourselves with the Keenan and then shape it all and put a channel in. Talking of wash bays, combine should be drying off nicely now, so we're going to see how clean that's looking. Chipper's going to be back either tonight or over the weekend, depending on how Rob gets on. So John's got a big pile to munch through on Saturday, and then Bill and Joe have cut some trees down or cleared some stuff up, and they're going to go up to there next week and chip that rather than them carted here in bulk in big trailers. May as well take the digger to theirs, load it with the grab and the chipper, and then bring it back. This chip, it's easy to move around, but this is what the combine's looking like. So he's only really done the panels because don't want to get any moisture underneath them at this time of year, but he left it running anyway to clear it all out. But it's quite a damp day, so looks a lot better. We'll put that little electric fence up round it next week. Now it's probably going to live in that bay now till harvest or trading time, depends if Norman sharpens his pencil. Look at that little squiggle on the auger where he's jet washed. I forgot to show you the award, but this is it, so I'm going to have to find somewhere in the offices to put it up. But thank you to whoever it was in Rainhill that nominated. I forgot his name, I think his name was Ian, but thank you. And There's a little picture of everyone that received awards. One guy that was there, he'd received 2 awards over the years for good citizens of Rainhill, and one of them all the time, he maintains the plants on the platform. And Rainhill Station is quite a famous train station because of the Rainhill trials, and for all his life he's looked after the plants on the platform. Getting on a bit as well, the guy, but yeah, pretty cool. Only 2 on today's birthday one. We've got Evan Brewer is the big 9, and Ian Germany is 46, a year older than me and 2 weeks. So £109,055. Yeah, short video today because I've been chatting to people, and it's been really, really wet. But thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.